Cryptocurrency is a form of digital currency that's in its infancy. Because it's so new, most of us aren't knowledgeable of what it is and how exactly it works, particularly since some of those rules are being written in real time. And where you find money, there's usually a scammer ready to take full advantage. Nathan Calhoun from Schoolsfirst Federal Credit Union is here to talk about common cryptocurrency scams and how to avoid falling victim. Welcome, Nathan.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we're happy to have you on, and it's nice to see you again. What is cryptocurrency in a nutshell? Because to me, it's fairly, I don't fully understand it.
Yeah, I would describe it as kind of a complex new currency system. Okay. It's essentially a digital asset. It can be used as currency, but it gets circulated without any help or intervention by a government or financial institution. I say it can be used as a currency because some governments have actually banned it outright. Here in the U.S., we have more of a use at your own risk policy towards it. So, whether it's considered tender is really between the buyer and seller in a transaction.
And I heard you say use at your own risk. So how do scammers kind of come into the picture?
Well, cryptocurrency ends up being one of the preferred methods of scammers to collect their funds from their victims. As we had mentioned, it is new, not very well known, and it operates outside of any oversight from a government or financial institution. So these transactions that are being done using cryptocurrency, they're not monitored, they're not flagged for suspicious activity. When the funds get transferred, those funds are gone. And essentially the scammers are able to collect those funds and then they're gone too.
Oh, wow.
And they're able to remain anonymous.
Yeah, so what kind of cryptocurrency scams are out there right now?
Well, there's a whole bunch, but the FTC lists four at their highest. They have what they call investment-related scams, romance scams, business imposters, government imposters. The top one being the investment scam out there. What a person would do is be on the internet, maybe on a social media site. They'd see an ad for an amazing investment. They'd click through, find a website that looks legitimate. It will even let you open a new account, create a logon, invest their money.
Yeah.
All of this is a sham. They even go as far as to maintain the account on this fake website and then report to their victims that, hey, you've made money. Now it's ready to cash out. Please, though, you're going to have to send us some fees and some taxes. So, send us more money. You lose the initial investment, you lose the taxes and the fees, and the scammers are gone.
Oh, my goodness. And I heard you mention romance scams. What does that entail?
This one is, really tough to watch. It's an emotional thing where basically the scammers will pose as a love interest. Trying to set up an actual relationship with a potential victim, making them believe that now they have this person that they're in a relationship with. And then they'll do things like put out there that maybe they need a surgery, or they're a advanced crypto investor, and all we need is a little seed money. Can you send that over, or can you help me with funds for my surgery? And it's all based on that emotional tie that the victim has.
Which is horrible because, obviously the outcome, along with losing money, and then you play on someone's emotions romantically, it's really devastating. So how can consumers protect themselves against these kind of scams?
Well, I think one thing I would just say from the onset is that a healthy amount of skepticism is a good thing in this world with scams going on out there. And, if you see an advertisement that's too good to be true, it probably is. If you see an advertisement from a potential investor saying that they're just, hey, there's these big returns, this investment is guaranteed to pay you out, that's a red flag. They're not allowed to do that. The other thing to know is know who you're dealing with as an investment broker. A great place to source a new investment broker or somebody as an advisor for your investments is ask a friend or a family member, somebody that they trust and can refer you to.
Right.
Anytime you're working with a investment broker, you can actually go to a website, and it is a website called brokercheck.finra.org, where you can actually go on and check to see that the investment broker that you're working with is actually a registered investment broker.
Oh.
Lastly, I would say understand the investments that you're getting into.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to say, okay, this person's an advisor, they're here to help me, but try to gain a real understanding of what is the investment. And if you really don't feel comfortable or understand the investment you're going into, don't involve yourself in that kind of investment. That's not a good one for you.
Yeah.
And lastly, you know, if anybody is telling you to send them funds, crypto or otherwise, over the internet, if you only know them over the internet, it may not be a trustworthy person to receive those funds.
Yeah.
So I would avoid those two.
Yeah, and you really pinpointed it. I feel like really doing the research and just making sure, like you said, if it sounds too good to be true,
Yeah.
it probably is. And I know Schoolsfirst, you have many locations that people can go to to get more of that. And for more information, you can visit schoolsfirstfcu.org.